Cloud, and we are live.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Good Vibes Live. This is episode 8, I think.
Eight-ish, around 8.
Around 8. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm one of your hosts, Liam Marr, obviously joined by the regular other co-host, Mike Carm.
How's it going? I'm Mike Carm. It's a pleasure.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That audio right there is just
We'll pull through.
It is good. It's good. Yeah. All right. Well, we're both joined today by the lovely Casey Durkin.
Hi, everyone. Good vibes.
Hey, welcome, Casey.
Thanks for having me.
So you guys both in Massachusetts right now? Yes. Or are you East Coast time?
Yes, we're both in Massachusetts.
Okay. And is that how you guys met through comedy in Massachusetts?
Yes, we met at a mic that Liam runs, actually. I don't know if you know this, but Liam runs a mic in Worcester that's really good. He's a great host. He had me laughing, so I got to know this guy. He's so funny.
A young professional.
Great comedian, great host. So, yeah, I met him after that, and we had a few mics before the world ended, and now we're here.
How has life been since the world has ceased to exist? How's comedy been? Acting? You do acting as well?
Not so much anymore. I did when I was in LA. There's not really a lot here in Boston. Although I have heard there is some, but unfortunately now production is down. So I used to do some more acting in LA, but for the most part, just comedy and what else do I do? What did I used to do? Wait, who am I? No, I used to I was in fashion, so I've worked for some designers, and I worked for some designers here in Boston as well.
Very cool. How are you holding up not being able to perform?
It sucks. I mean, it really does. Me and Mike talk about this. It's really hard because all the stuff we had before, all the material, I don't know how relevant it's going to be coming out. So I pretty much had to redo my whole act.
But there's a whole plethora of new material to be had with the way the world is going.
Absolutely. It's some other stuff is just not relevant anymore.
True.
It's a different state of mind. It's a different way of living. And I don't
way different. Do you think the world will return? Say again?
Are you guys hearing a weird thing?
A little bit's coming through. I don't know whose mic it is though.
Could it be? Hold on, one sec. Maybe my camera's, my phone's in a case. That might be what it is.
That could be it. It is getting staticky.
I heard a little is a video on or something.
Yeah. It sounded like something in the back. I don't know. My roommate's playing 2K, so there might be that in the background. Are you a video gamer at all, Casey?
No, I'm not. But
not even in quarantine.
No, I mean I used to play Nintendo when I was a kid.
Okay.
I'd rather watch TV. I guess.
What's your vice?
I'd rather read a book.
A book? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I'm lying. I'd rather just lay in bed and watch Netflix long as I have been trying to read a lot more and just stay disciplined. How about you guys? How have you been staying disciplined?
I moved to Colorado in quarantine because I figured if I'm going to be trapped, I might as well be trapped with good marijuana. So it was a decision I had to make. So now I'm out here and I'm just, I'm enjoying the vibes. There's much more to do outside here too. I'm from New York originally, so.
Oh, are you from the city or from?
So I'm from Long Island, but I lived 45 minutes north of the city.
Oh wow! Yeah. You're over it. You want to be.
Oh, dude, the Northeast. I went to school in Massachusetts where I met Liam, and the Northeast to me is old news. I never want to go back. To be honest.
Really, we're old news, Liam.
I mean, not you two specifically, but the whole vibe.
Yeah, well, you got to keep evolving, and if it's not for you anymore,
exactly. You went to LA. What did you prefer, West Coast vibe to the East Coast vibe?
You can't even compare them. There's
so different.
I love about each one of them. I love people in the East Coast are a little more educated because that's where all our schools are.
Okay.
So they're a little more highbrow.
Shots fired though. The West Coast is dumb. This just in.
It's dumb, but they're fun and dumb.
Okay.
No, they're smart. My friends are there. So they're not talking to you guys. I just have a lot of close friends there. My whole industry's there. I went to design school, so my whole network is there really. So it's
so you went to college out in Cali then?
Yeah, I went to the National Institute of Design and Merchandising. So I have my degree from there, and I kind of fell into acting and all that. I had a boyfriend that was friends with this guy that did all these music videos. So we would go by, hang out on sets, and one time he was like, "Do you want to go be in a vid? Like, do you want to play the schoolgirl in the who was it exhibit video?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And so then that's how I started doing more videos. Because once you do one or you do one little part, you're like, "I want to do more." You know, it's so stupid how you always chase that next role. So you never feel satisfied. And so
what brought you back to New England?
Let's see. I just had enough. I had enough. I was there for 15 years. I was, I partied my ass off for 15 years. I just thought like maybe it's time to take a breather, go back, maybe settle down. That's where my roots are. My family's here. I thought it was just time because I don't see myself settling down in Los Angeles. Gotcha. And then I came here, and now I'm like the weirdo of the world here. So I don't know where to go. I don't fit anywhere, Mike. Maybe I'll come to Colorado.
Colorado's filled with weirdos, man. Everybody was a character. It's incredible.
Maybe we gotta get Liam out there. Maybe we'll all go.
I've been trying to get Liam out here.
Yeah, he's gonna
come. Are you gonna come, Liam?
Dude, I'm trying. I just I'm finishing up summer school, I guess, if you will. Like I'm finishing up some classes. I'm just like an accounting class and then a history class, and then I'll have my degrees, fortunately. And my plan is actually to pursue some sort of job in Colorado. Yeah. I was looking into LA, and Casey, it seems like you got out at a good time because LA is totally falling apart. Yeah, everyone's leaving. You got Musk, you got Joe Rogan. That's like 50% of that state as far as
Rogan going.
They're all going to Texas.
Really?
Who else is going to Texas?
Well, so a lot of industries are. Rogan's obviously going to take a lot of entertainment with him because, or at least in comedy-wise, because his net is so large, right? Yeah. But a lot of people that. Okay, well, just like for an example, right? Rogan got like a deal for like $100 million from Spotify to stream exclusively his podcast, right?
Oh,
which is just like a little bit more money than me and Mike got for exclusive streaming rights. But
they give you an offer, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, definitely.
It was between us and Rogan, though.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we just didn't know our worth. That was the problem. We just got in over our heads.
Young and swindled.
Yep, totally. It's that Spotify, that evil Spotify. But so just on that deal alone, if he were to have made that deal in Texas, I think he would have made like $12 million more that he wouldn't have to pay to the state. Yeah, man.
Yeah, then peace. There's a lot of people who live up in New Hampshire at this place called Portsmouth because the taxes are so much cheaper in New Hampshire. So like the Koch brothers live there. That's what people up here do. They try to finagle it by living in New Hampshire.
It must be nice to be rich enough to have to pay $12 million.
I know.
That's straight in taxes.
I wish I had that money.
So with that kind of money, he could build his own community, really. I mean, you can really build your own base, your own network there. So probably he's getting people
without pedophiles, hopefully this time. Like some new entertainment network without a bunch of freaks.
So easy.
It doesn't start with pedophiles, but it seems like with every religious institution, bank, it's business. It always ends up there. It's terrible. I don't know.
Crazy. I mean, I've met like probably every scumbag I could possibly have the misfortune to meet in Los Angeles, and I never came across any pedophiles. I feel like I've seen it, and I just didn't. I came across guys that were into like super young girls, like they would go to like Thailand, and they come back with like really young girls. It's like, ugh.
How young are we talking?
They could pass as 18, but I'm wondering what they really are there. Yeah.
How old are the guys where they're like, because that's the whole thing too. It's like, if you're 21 and with an 18-year-old, that's normal. But if you're 35 and going after an 18-year-old, that's predatorial. And I feel like that shouldn't be normalized. Like, it's weird.
No, when I was that age, like the last thing I would want to be with is like an old dude like that.
It's so weird.
What's wrong with these girls? Why are they lame?
Yeah. There's definitely you were. I don't know if I might have to cut this, but I looked up your IMDb and you did a movie with Chris D'Elia. No.
Yeah.
Was he a creep? Like, did he come give off creep vibes at all? Like, was that a shot?
Oh man, like actually, when this whole thing came out, I hit him up. I was like, hey Chris, like as a homie, do you want me to say anything to the media, or like, do you want me to have your back? Because you've always been a gentleman. Like, and I know him. I've known him for like 2 years or no, and he never gave me any creep vibes. He's a really cool guy. He's a stand-up dude. Not like stand-up comedian, but like a stand-up.
Yeah, also stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to have his back, but he kind of went dark. He just ghosted everybody, and I haven't heard from him. But
I feel like that might be the best approach when the cancel culture is going after you, just to like ignore it until it overpasses to the next person.
Exactly. But I thought that it was really lame because these girls, they look 35 years old online.
Yeah.
You know, and what are they doing talking to a guy that is 35 years? I think he was 35 and a half. And like, well, if they are 16, why are they talking to him?
True,
you know? I think he got set up. I think I got a little carried away maybe with the women, but you can't really check IDs online. And they did. I'm sure you guys saw, did you see the part where they posted the thing where he said, "Oh, you're not 18. See you. Bye." The media somehow didn't mention this
is that out.
Little gem that would have really saved him, and I think they played with him a little bit too, like that. I'm not standing up for pedophiles. I just might.
But Chris D'Elia, you know him though, so it's different. You have character, yeah.
And if that happened to me, like if I would want someone to have my back. That's being honest. Not that.
That was like when things came about Johnny Depp, like all of Hollywood immediately backed Johnny Depp. They were like, and like that never happens. So it's nice to have somebody at least on your side. Yeah. Oh yeah, that is some crazy next level.
Amber Heard.
Yeah.
I'm actually more of a fan now. I'm more likely to see her movie now that I know that she can commit to a bit so well. All stomps. But yeah, I guess while on the topic of cancel culture, what would your guys' approach be? We're not gonna, imagine you guys get canceled for something, but are you doubling down? Because I think I would double down.
All publicity is good publicity.
What did you say, Mike? I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm just saying all publicity is good publicity. Like if they're coming after me, I'm going to build the base off of the people that will defend me. Like I feel like Barstool is a good example of that. Like Dave Portnoy lives for being canceled. Like he wants people to hate him, and it works.
Yes, it does work. But don't you hate when they start to apologize? It's like, man, that's
Own
a bitch move. Own it.
When Kevin Hart got like canceled from the Grammys and then went on every talk show and apologized, like, dude,
what a
joke
bitch.
from years ago.
This is what I think when that happens. So do you think that they end up getting extra dirt on him and they're like, if you don't apologize, we'll release this? I think they could be put in a corner with some situation.
That is true. Like there's more, or like we just won't give you roles type stuff. Like if like you like the LGBT community doesn't want you in a movie, so we're never casting you again unless you apologize.
That's so lame.
But then they're all pedophiles, so like.
Yeah.
What's the point of being like, man, it sucks. Nothing can be like, this is for good and for bad. Nothing can be done like in the shadows anymore, in the sense like people can't have like a personal life really. Everything's online. It's the phone, right? We're all so interconnected. And like, yeah, I guess it's distressing how interconnected, and even as someone who's famous, they're so still beholden to the masses, right?
Yep.
They see people that fold when there's no need. But I do think like, and Casey, this is I guess to the stand-up world here. People that like do double down or like don't apologize. Like let's look at what's his name? Shane Gillis. Do you guys remember him?
I love that. Yes. Yeah. I didn't love that he said that, but he didn't back down.
No, yeah, he didn't. So Shane Gillis, who's actually, I think, like he's done shows at like the Woo-Ha, Casey, like a local comedy. Yeah. So yeah. He was like before. So I want to say last fall he got offered a job on a Saturday Night Live, which to a lot of people is like, their dream. I don't know why I'd want to work really hard to just, read other people's scripts and stuff. But, like to, for as a comedian like that. But I also don't know if I got offered to do SNL right now, I'd obviously do it, if whatever his name's listening, and I know he is, but, so Shane Gillis gets offered a position on Saturday Night Live as a cast member, and then the internet does its thing. They go through every podcast they've ever recorded, which hopefully happens to us someday.
Little gems.
Yeah, exactly. They go back, they read everything they've ever said, and unfortunately, Shane had a video with one of his friends that he was podcasting with. It's a lot of stuff is kind of sounding not great right now. But apparently, in one of his podcasts that he did with his friend, Shane at one point does an Asian accent, and it's like not whatever, but like in the 90s, right? What he did, he was like pretending to be someone else, right?
Very clearly a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke, but also it wasn't bad taste. But like, dude, so are a lot of things, and I'm not saying pretending to be someone else. It's not like he's doing like blackface, but I see the logic of like, you're imitating another culture, right? And it's in a derogatory way. But does this guy hate Asian people? Does this guy hate Chinese people? Does he hate the people that he's imitating? I definitely, you watch the clip, that's like definitely not the case. And if you were to take that same clip and put it in the 90s contextually, it would have just flown. No one would have thought anything of it.
I'm
that
sure
was
if
like
you look at old SNL skits, you could see some like, edgy things that probably wouldn't fly in today's society.
Dude, they used to do blackface on SNL. Like that was something that they
Jimmy
did.
Fallon used to do blackface?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but I'll say it.
I think, I don't know if it's true. Jimmy Kimmel, maybe. Jimmy used to do blackface. I'm going to look it up.
He didn't get canceled. What do you think about that when all that came out about, was it Fallon or Kimmel?
Yeah, one of them did do blackface, right?
Yeah, but he always caters to the left, so he never had apologized. He never
exactly.
was the threat of getting canceled, and that's pretty lame. That that he could say that, and then he's not upheld to the same standard because he does cater to them. And he does virtue signal the left.
Yeah, like who is SNL?
I think it was lame that they didn't give him shit.
It was Jimmy Fallon who did blackface.
Right.
Yeah. And it was on SNL.
I should have known.
Yeah.
I should have known. I just definitely, he's got that vibe to him, But
he's got the blackface vibe.
I could see it in his career.
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel also did blackface.
Yeah, I think they both did.
Yeah, they did. Wow. Yo, men have set the standard. Men in comedy have set the standard so low for us to progress past now at this point. Like everybody's like coming out as a scumbag. All you have to do is not be a scumbag, and people will like you.
Right. And
it's pretty easy.
It does like hold you up to a higher standard too. I think when we know that we have phones and that we have to be very careful how we speak. I mean, it's not like being fake, but you are always thinking like, oh, this.
For you guys, like when you're doing. Do you ever have it like, are you allowed to record us? Like, can a random person record your stand-up set when you're doing it at the open mics?
No, that's like rule number. They can technically, but it's like a faux pas. And
gotcha.
So, totally, yeah.
You're like, industry.
Don't do that. Like,
you're not
supposed to.
Say
be said.
I know.
It's in bad form.
Oh yeah, I know. One time, I was at a bar called the Raven in Worcester, which is it's typically like a musical mic. But when I was first like getting my feet wet, like going to like shows and stuff, I wanted to get on stage as much as possible. So they like let me do 15 minutes to like a new comic. That's like, way too much time. But I know one of my sets there, someone in the audience was just like recording my set, and I just started like talking. I was like, what are you gonna do with that? I don't know who you are. He's like, oh, I'm live streaming to Facebook. And I'm like,
oh, that's even
worse. Yeah, that is
worse, man.
I had already done like, all my jokes, and I'm like, man, what if this guy just is like a real influencer? It's just thousands of people are.
Oh my god! Yeah. I don't think they mean harm, but like people give.
No, definitely not.
No, yeah, most people don't even see it like in the negative light that it is. It's not like even a lot of people. The thing is, like, for the trick of comedy, right, is to like make it seem like you're doing everything for the first time when people see it. When in actuality, you've like rehearsed the lines, multiple times on other people. If you are like traditionally speaking, anyway, like unless you're doing crowd work or whatever, but it you want to be in control of like what you put out there is kind of the idea, I think. And when that's taken from you, it's like Louis C.K. We're talking about people that got canceled, but he had a whole like new hour almost written after getting canceled.
Yeah.
And someone went into a club that he was being allowed to perform at, and they like recorded the whole set and put it on YouTube.
Wasn't that horrible? And I thought it was funny too. This stuff was funny.
Yeah, I watched it.
I was like, the best stuff ever.
Yeah. No, I watched it, but like the idea behind it is like, that sucks. Because like especially because he got in trouble because he was talking about this is the video, the viral moment from it was he was talking about like the kids from Parkland and like that they became kind of pseudo celebrities after the shooting that happened at their school.
Yeah.
And his point was just like, I don't want to like give the bit away, but like it was a point that like wasn't fully fleshed out.
Yeah,
and it was because he was working on it.
Yeah,
he was working on it, and it like probably would have been made into a good bit at some point, like where there was a point to it. But like if you were to just record a comic working on their stuff, you're not going to get the full arc, I guess, that maybe that they were intending you to get. And that's just part of the it's the process of comedy.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like out of context too, when you're putting a joke just on the internet, like the jokes going on before set up as well. So like when you just hear one joke out of context, it's going to sound a lot worse than when you're there for the entire hour of a show.
Absolutely. I think what they did is worse than what he said, like doing something like that.
Yeah,
I always think
also
it's
like
one
pirating
canceling
too.
is the worst one.
Like you don't steal somebody's music. Like if you take music off the internet without permission, it's pirating. So if you're stealing somebody's jokes, especially when it's their livelihood, like that's stealing conceivably.
Absolutely. Do you think it was like one of those feminists that went to a show knowingly to try to fuck with them? I swear to God, there's girls like that would do that.
Oh, especially for Louis C.K. Like after everything that happened, like people were trying to make sure he could like never do comedy again. Which
yeah,
I personally have never really liked Louis C.K. So like it never really. I don't care either way. I just
wow, is it the red hair? You little. I said some jealous.
Brave.
No, he just doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do it for me. But like, I also don't get why people hate him so much. Like, I think.
Yeah, me neither. Like, he did ask if he could masturbate.
That's what I'm saying. Leave the room.
Oh,
like,
are we coming
right?
out?
He gets no
Louis
point for
defender?
asking.
Yeah.
No point.
It's definitely like a weird situation, but like also
He's weird.
Yeah, he's a weird guy. You're in his bedroom and he's asking if you can jerk off.
Like you're in his hotel room.
Yeah, it seems like it's a little fugazi.
My thing about Louis was like, when those allegations came out, I was like, yeah, I mean, obviously. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? I wasn't like surprised that guy did any of those things. I'd be surprised more if he never did anything like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, looking and hearing his acts, he pretty much like talks about doing stuff. Whatever. This isn't the Defend Louis podcast, but
Hashtag bring back Louis.
It'd be great for the views. If it came out as like a very like pro. Let's change it to pro good or Louis Vibes Live or something.
Louis Vibes Live.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me in a dream, a fever dream, like all
a fever dream.
Yeah,
in the other dimension.
Of course. Yo, we were talking about. Oh, sorry. Was that Casey?
I just hate the whole cancel culture. I really do.
Yeah.
I hope it's something that just rise out. But
I think people live in a sense like with modern day technology, we live in like a sense of like immediate reactions and like moral superiority. Because like you could tweet something that's like mean about Louis C.K., get 500 likes on it, and then you feel good like you're this morally right person. So like we're putting ourselves above you. I mean, we're all just pieces of shit at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right. It's like the virtue signaling in a way.
Exactly. Like they feel like they're proving a point and like everyone agrees with it, but we're all just bad. Like we all do bad things.
We're all human. How about we're human beings? We're all growing, learning from each other.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, and it's like so wrong to like cancel somebody for doing something and like instead of letting them grow and learn and like forgiving them.
Yeah. Especially a lot of this stuff they're being canceled over years ago, like years and years ago.
And you would hope by now they have already, so you're punishing them for something they've probably already punished themselves about, like they've like felt guilty about and like grown from. This is actually a self-help podcast, Casey. I don't know
right?
This is
great. All about growing and evolving. Man, if you looked at me when I was 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I personally, my 2 cents is I've never done anything wrong, and I'm a pretty morally conscious indivial. So I
check the previous episodes.
No, we should not. Actually, we definitely should not. But I like cancel everybody so there's more room for me. That's
what you gotta do. You gotta weed them out.
That's fair.
Yeah. Totally. I'll throw my mom under the bus. I heard so like
dog eat dog world out here.
Yeah.
There was this topless comedy show that just happened that I ended up doing because I was trying to back this girl that people were giving shit over. I'm not gonna mention her name, but she's like an OnlyFans girl, right? So that's how she makes money. So she thought of this idea to do a topless comedy show and all the proceeds go to BLM. But this is coming from a girl who already makes money doing this, you know? And so she got so much heat by the whole community. They're like, how could you, put BLM on something topless? But I think her heart was in the right place. And I was like, hey, I don't want to see this girl get dogged out. I have her back, because I know where her heart was coming. And I just didn't want to see it. Then I don't know why I ended up doing it, right? Because I had her back. I'm like, I'm not going to take my name off it now. I can't back down. It's BLM. So I did it, and it was fun, and it was great. We raised $6,000, but I mean, they just dogged her out just because she was trying to use her body for good cause. Like, they'll do anything. And I think they're just jealous.
As long as the money's going to the right place, why does it matter how you get it there?
Yeah, they were trying to take her down and not really cancel her, but they're just
morally high ground,
exactly. Oh, that's it's gonna ruin. We don't want comedians to be objectified or
as if they're not already.
Agree with this. It's who are you to say that?
True.
Because I knew this girl's heart, but there's certain people in Boston that are the cops of comedy now.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, Casey, we gotta I'm trying to think how to say that.
Show?
Oh yeah, no, I gotta. Yeah, I was supposed to be on the Topless show. She never got back to me. I don't know what the fuck that was about, but I said I'll do anything for.
Anything to raise
money. I mean, my rationale was look, I've done 2 movies that I was topless in, and why wouldn't I show my tits for a cause like that?
Especially when you're raising money for a good cause.
Right, I've done it for stupid shit. Why not do it for something good?
Yeah.
And I had pasties on. I didn't go full topless. I did Newport pasties.
I've never even been asked to be part of a topless show.
Yeah,
but I thought it was good it was a fun thing, it was a fun
for sure.
thing. And we raised $6,000.
Yeah.
And that's how I started to be a cam girl.
There's a ton of. We've actually been trying to interview OnlyFans girls. It hasn't
you
happened
showed
yet.
That's so interesting to me.
Yeah, because it's it is a super interesting new up and coming if you could make $100,000 a year doing that, if I could do it, I would do it. I'm very envious that a lot of women have that capability, and it's all because of us men. We're willing to pay, so
yeah,
supply and demand. I love the industry.
I personally.
Would you marry a girl that's on OnlyFans?
I wouldn't care. If I dated the girl and she had an OnlyFans, I wouldn't care. But it was all about the girl. As long as I love her, I'm gonna love her regardless of what she does.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you don't have to get totally naked. There's girls that just
yeah, dude. Some girls feet pics are a thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the top earners. I think are the ones going.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
A little more clothes, but I think it can be really artistic in the right way.
For sure. You could at least, pay your rent doing OnlyFans and then have another job where you're making your money for other things.
Especially now there's no jobs. I mean, these girls are being really creative and I give them respect.
Yeah. I think that is anybody who's judging, we all do weird things to make money. So if that's an easy way to make money and it's going to save time, the money's worth double when you're not doing much to get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's a good point. I personally want to be part of an OnlyFans couple, right? Where it's they document the whole thing, the whole story. It's almost like a YouTube vlogging type thing, but then there's obviously the whole other end of it. That would be the perfect.
Yeah.
Jim and Pam.
You can monetize That's good. That's good stuff. So
there's definitely influencers who have monetized their relationships, just not in the way you're speaking. You could take it to that next level.
I know. It's just it's the next logical step, right?
Makes sense.
You know what's funny about OnlyFans? I only just found this out. It wasn't what it was never intended to be what it is now.
Right. The guy that started it never wanted it to be be. It was just for porn stars, right?
No,
really?
Not even. It was. Do you guys know what Patreon is?
Yeah, of course.
I don't.
Okay. Oh, really? So
I want to do a Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon's great. It essentially what it is you pay a fee or a certain amount every month to your favorite content creator online, and you get Tim Dillon as a podcaster, Joey Diaz as a podcaster, right? You get an extra
gold package.
Yeah, you get more content from them because you're paying into it, and they use that money to sustain their business. So it's kind of just it's a content page for fans to pay directly to the content creators they like and support them. OnlyFans was intended to be a competitor to that.
Huh, okay. So it's
And
it's not just porn. And porn stars took it over.
That's
yeah,
smart.
yeah,
Ah.
took it over. Yep, yeah.
Movies are art. I don't care. Like that. That is an artistic way approach to make money.
No, I'm all for it.
I'm gonna start an OnlyFans for my music now.
Well,
now that I
no,
know
the guys have. There's been male comedians are on it.
Really?
There's some musicians. Like, it's not just nude. I've seen a lot of other types of people on it.
I honestly only thought it was exclusively for what it's known for.
Yeah, just what it's popularly known for now, I guess. And no, it's beautiful. Any way you can make money, you know, doing things that you like, so long as you actually just, you know, you're enjoying it, you're having fun, and I don't know what else to say about it. I'm pretty ignorant.
It is work, man. Like when like dudes want like you know lingerie pics, it's a lot of work. I gotta clean the mirror.
What if you have a whole bunch saved?
Yo, I do that though, but I was doing that because I gained a couple during quarantine, so I was sending old ones. But I got busted because my phone was old. Like this guy looked at the fucking model of my phone. What a dork! And so he was like, "That's an old picture." So I got caught, and I was super embarrassed. So I said,
"That is really funny."
You got to be in shape 24/7. You know, it's a lot of work for these girls to do that. You have to have outfits.
You don't have to. There's some guys that prefer a not in shape woman though. Like there's BBW going on. There's market for every type of woman. You can always make money.
100%.
OnlyFans. All of us. We're taking OnlyFans.
I'm looking for the route right now. Like I'm looking for the easiest way to make money without doing like any work. And like the podcast, Joe Rogan got our deal, so like that didn't work out. Unemployment just ended, so I'm OnlyFans might be the route for me.
You guys are great at this though.
Thank you.
You have a good synergy. You can tell that you know each other well. You have a good rapport.
We met in a comedy class actually.
Oh, you
satire
did?
Class.
Yeah. We were
satire class.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very fancy comedy.
Oh
I expect nothing less from Liam.
Yeah, for real.
No, everything had to have a point in that class. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely, you know, as anything at college is, a valuable use of time and resources.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm glad I paid a lot of money for the course.
Just so much for those pieces of paper that tell you spent that money somewhere. But
it was a college class that offered you this?
Yeah. So it wasn't like creating comedy. It was breaking. You were breaking down other comedies. Like one of our assignments was to like watch a show and like break down like I don't even remember, to be honest. I just watched a whole bunch of Always Sunny in Philadelphia and broke down their psychoanalysis.
Yeah, I do know that class was actually the like motivating factor, like one of them to actually like get on stage. I know it was like that. It was that semester that I actually like said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to an open mic," and it was like it was again like another musical mic in Worcester at this place called New Cafe. Casey, are you familiar with it?
No, I've never been there.
Yeah, I mean it's because it's definitely not a comedy place at all. It was like a really it was in a very I guess like liberal side of town over near like Clark and WGI and stuff. They were all college kids and like families and stuff, and I'm up there and like, yeah guys, let's talk about terrible things for 5 minutes. And I traumatized people with man, oh fuck, do I even want to say? I had this joke about like child molestation, which is a bad thing. It's a bad thing. It's a really bad thing.
Oh, Leah.
No, it's definitely a bad thing. It's not.
Is it the mono joke?
No, dude, I had another one, which is.
Oh God.
It was bad. It wasn't. Dude, I was so. I'm not even. I do know what it was. I just feel dirty about it. I don't even want to just explore it because it's not funny. It's about. The point is, I'm like saying these jokes, and I'm looking around, and all these people are looking like back at me, and like, wow, what the fuck is this kid think he's doing? And we want to hear Ed Sheeran covers while we eat clam chowder, and I thought that's what comedy was for a while. I thought like it was just like you got to go to rooms like that, you got to put in your time and make a lot of people uncomfortable that weren't there for that. I had no idea there was like Knicks or Beat Knicks or anything like that going on in Worcester at the time. thank God I did find them eventually, and then was like, oh, okay, no, people want to hear stuff like this in rooms like that. And that was a total game changer, I guess, for me. I just kind of got hooked on it ever since. But Casey, let's talk about California a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so you did like a music video for, it was an exhibit, like you said?
Yeah, for exhibit, like I did some for Snoop. I did a movie with Snoop and Christina Aguilera. Let's see, just a Little Kim. I did a bunch of them. It was like the best time of my life.
What was your favorite?
Okay, so I was so excited to be in this movie. It's basically everything in my life all put together, like raving, and I got to do the costumes in it. I got a wardrobe credit on it. It was amazing. And then I was so excited for it to come out. I go to the Chinese theater for the premiere, and
wow.
I had the opening scene in the movie, and I go, and then all of a sudden it just pans to someone else. The movie keeps going, and I was like, my whole scene was cut out. I spent days making this costume for it too. I put LED lights in my costume. I mean, all these details that went in for this one scene, and I was so excited because I opened the movie with it, and then it was cut out. But the guy that was the producer on it, who had a huge following with the original director, he asked me to go to lunch with him, and I thought it was like really sleazy, and I was like, I didn't want to say no because I had a feeling if I said no that he would have cut me out. I just knew it. He was like being kind of sleazy about it. And so I was like, sure, I can meet you for coffee. Met him for coffee. Then he was like, well, do you want to go to dinner? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. I just thought we could, meet and talk about the film. And thanks so much for having me a part of it. Fast forward, and he's controlled all the editing. There's a couple producers on it, so I'm not naming anybody specifically.
Sure.
Yeah, and that was the last movie that came out that I did that I had a bad experience with, and when I left, I was like, fuck this, fuck Hollywood, I hate this so much. Like, I worked so hard on this, and I was so excited, and it's just all at the mercy of one fucking sleazeball.
Was that your only bad experience doing, like, in any of the movies? Did you have anything else happen similar?
No, not as bad as that. I mean, it's always been a little bit sleazy, and that's why I hate you have to be fake. You have to pretend you like people to get, to be cast in. It's all politics, and I hate being fake. I just want to be real. If I don't like you, I don't want to pretend I like you.
Does that help in
my
comedy?
own career? Pardon me?
Is that like what draws you to comedy? You have a more ability to be real?
Exactly. It's exactly why, because I can control my own. I can control my own destiny this way. I can get up. It's all what you put in. I'm sure there's some politics in it. I've seen it actually. Because
dude, I was gonna say there's some.
It's actually more political.
Yeah, dude, there's some politics.
It's even worse.
Is that just Boston though, or is that everywhere?
It's everywhere, but I'm not gonna have to date someone to get ahead in comedy.
Gotcha.
If it's not gonna like my style, which there will be people that like my style. I'm not PC, so there's some people that'll never work with me because I talk about some certain things, some dark stuff, and they don't like that. It ruffles their feathers a little. So, but then I meet Liam, and he gets me. So, but no one's gonna try to sleep. Like don't have to sleep with someone to get booked somewhere. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
There's a lot
is that a common thing in do a lot of directors, producers, casters like?
I mean, there's of course legit ones. Yeah, and I've worked some super legit ones. Like a lot of the music video directors are not really like that. I'm sure some of them are though, but just my experience has been really good, except for a couple like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the movie. That's like the casting process too.
That's what
that can be really sleazy, and because once it gets to the production, it's all business at that point. But so
to
I was like,
get your role to get in the door and everything.
Yeah.
What was Snoop Dogg like?
Oh, he's exactly what he.
Oh man,
exactly.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's exactly. I did a movie. He played my pimp, and I was his hoe. All bossed up. It was just so fun.
Did you smoke weed with Snoop Dogg?
I did. I got so. I thought I would do this trailer and smoke weed with all the girls, and I got so high and retarded. I can smoke, but I shouldn't in public. I get in my head,
Yeah,
take up a whole moment, and then. Oh no! I was just like, oh,
yeah, I would just be freaking out. Like, man, I'm gonna say something dumb and
fuck this double G.
Yeah.
I can smoke, but I shouldn't in public. I get in my head, take up a whole moment, and then, oh no! I was just like, oh,
yeah, I would just be freaking out. Like, man, I'm gonna say something dumb and
fuck this double G.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to Snoop Dogg, and I'm just gonna like.
That's a high key life dream of mine is to smoke weed with Snoop Dogg. So like you've done all I can imagine in life.
Yeah, thanks. Like, except I was like mute.
Yeah, I probably would be too. I would just be sitting there like staring at him like, oh my God, like he's larger than life.
Yeah, he's super fucking tall. Like he's
that's crazy.
So randomly tall. So he's got that presence, you know. But
he's just Snoop Dogg. He's got that swagger about him.
Yeah, so he doesn't make you weird. Like he made me not weird, you know. Like there's most situations you'd be in your head, but it was cool. It was super cool.
That is an amazing
bad experiences.
Yeah. No, I mean that sounds like that. Yeah, I'm one with Mike. That's definitely like a bucket list item. That'd be real amazing. But again, I know I'd be like you. I'd just be worried about fucking it up the whole time. The Snoop Dogg. Does Snoop know how dry my mouth is?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Oh man, I love California. I spent like 2 summers back. I worked in Yosemite, and I really fell in love with like the weather, and the people there are so cool. And it's interesting how like everyone has a story. Not many people, like at least from where I was stationed, like not many people were like from California originally. You know what I mean? It was all like they all had they had all traveled and were in search of something. And I thought like that interesting common trait was interesting. So it brought people together in a weird way. I don't know.
Yeah.
That made any sense. But
I've never been to California, but my idea of it is like everybody's trying to be something new in California. Like you're trying to recreate yourself when you go there. Not necessarily in a bad way, but like possibly into like who you've always wanted to be, but where you were, you couldn't like fully blossom into that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel like Denver is very like over 60% of the Denver population isn't even from Colorado. So it's like a similar vibe here. Like people are just weird trying to be weird.
Okay.
But it's a bunch of weird. I think I would love Denver. I've been to Boulder. I love Boulder.
Oh, Boulder's very like uppity though. Like Denver's more of like a common man's vibe compared to Boulder's very like classy and nice. Like Boulder's super nice though. They actually pay the homeless people from Boulder to go to just get out of Boulder. Like they'll pay them money, buy them a bus ticket, and send them to Denver.
Oh my God!
Yeah, we have so many homeless people here.
Well, you have paid to be a bum. That's
not a bad life.
Wow.
Is it dangerous there? Like, is there a lot of riots down there?
No. So there, because I was protesting that with everything going on. Like, there's a lot of protests in New York. I expected Denver because Elijah McClain like had passed away in Aurora, which is 20 minutes from here. So I anticipated a lot of stuff going on in Denver, but there hasn't been any. Like, it's super nonviolent here, but there hasn't even been any like protests or anything going on here. It's pretty
interesting.
With coronavirus, it's been pretty dead. Like, it's definitely like. You can do whatever you want, but like it's definitely like a minuscule version of how many people would regularly be out and everything. It's like the bars are closing at 9:45. No comedy clubs are open. Like there's some people doing like house shows, but it's all pretty on lock right now with Corona.
Yeah, I did a show like a week ago. We had to like perform in a mask.
Really?
I forgot everything, by the way. Like all, I forgot who it was weird to just be around people because I haven't been around people. So it was awkward around people, and then I forgot everything. And the wheels came off. It was so weird. It's definitely you can't really take breaks in comedy like that.
What's it like I feel like your facial expressions are probably a good amount of comedy. Like, what's it like with I think that takes away a lot of what your joke is, possibly.
Exactly. Like, I had to, during some of the punchlines, I just took it off and was like, hey. Like,
that
little thing. So I heard there's these new clear masks that just came out. Like, it's totally clear. So we could do
You could see somebody's face.
See their whole face.
Wow.
Yeah,
there's a whole mask industry now. Sometimes I question if the mask industry started coronavirus because they were going bankrupt.
What's really going on? I started making masks. They're such a bitch to make. They take tiny.
I watched like some YouTube videos on how to make them, and then they were like, I saw some with socks, and I was like, I could not put my socks on my face. Like I do not have the feet for that.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah.
I wish people were having more fun with the masks. Like I wish people were like in banks with like a Michael Myers mask on. Like I wish, because like, you know, if we're all on the same page, like this is what this is, you know, we might as well try and make each other laugh or something.
Yeah.
But maybe, definitely a bank is the worst place to wear a full mask, I guess.
Like a nun mask.
Yeah, definitely. But there's funny ones. There's like, have you seen the ones you send a picture of your bottom part of your face and they make a mask of a picture of your face?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that is
your face.
creepy.
I have not seen that. That is creepy.
Funny. That's funny.
Yeah,
is it like a good looking, like, I might just get like the best picture of the bottom of my face and then like send it so it always looks like I have like a great smile going.
Yeah, man, because you get a great smile. This sucks for you. It's like you're
honestly like I like when I'm speaking to girls specifically, I'm like, they don't even know how charming I'm being. Like they can't see that I'm smiling at them. I'm just being a weirdo. It's a tough thing.
Where it hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Coronavirus hurts. Only because I can't show people my smile.
That's why you should get the mask, because it'll just be a print.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have it at all times.
I think what is the mask? I'm surprised I haven't seen someone with like the Pulp Fiction GIMP mask going, like in a public setting or a venue like that. It's like, oh,
doesn't that unzip at the mouth though?
Yeah, no, but that's perfect. There's no germs getting through that. There's no germs getting through that. Zippers, they're flawless.
So funny.
Like,
that would be a really fun sight.
Oh man.
In Germany, all the sex clubs reopened again. I saw in the news. And
what?
Yeah, but they have to wear masks. It's like, don't they already wear masks? And
yeah, walking around. There's a mask over the GIMP mask, like blue surgical masks.
It's like this is ridiculous. Like this is like in 2-step process now. Like, yeah, no, that's man, what a time to be alive. Do you guys think you know, when this is all over in 30 years and the wars have ended and you know, there's nothing left but the roaches. What do you guys think they're gonna like refer to this time as? Like, do you guys think this is gonna be something that like sticks with us for the rest? Like, it's gonna stick with me for.
It's a renaissance, bro. Yeah. It's the new renaissance. We're entering an age of awakening. This was the beginning of it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because like not only like obviously coronavirus sucks, but like I feel like everything just got hella exposed once this hit because people were so bored. We just started looking into stuff. Yep. I think we're gonna come out better than we are.
Too.
At least I hope so. Like maybe I'm hopeful.
We would have never had a renaissance without the bubonic plague. That's a very true thing. Yes.
Think of how many artists have just been cramped inside, like just with nothing else to do.
Yeah,
but that's how I was at the beginning. Like I'm gonna make my best shit, and then I don't know.
Yeah, then the inspiration goes away.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate. Like it sucks. Like Casey, I know you can like comedy is one of those things you like need a crowd, and like I definitely don't like Zoom shows comparatively. It doesn't feel right. Like it works a little bit, but it's that delay, man, and not being able to see people's like laughing and feed off that energy. It's all energy, and it doesn't feel the same. But I like for other creative avenues, like it's been nice to have some time afforded. But in this same, I guess, Mike, what you were saying, everything's been exposed. It's crazy how like we go, dude, like the government admitted UFOs existed like 2 weeks ago. No one gave a shit.
No one cares. No one fucking cares.
No one cares.
Yeah, nobody even cared. I noticed that too. Like
that's like I think we should really be looking into that. Like I've been like staying up at night going on wormholes. Like where the fuck are they?
I know. I've definitely gone through some conspiracy theories.
Stuff.
Big
they said like there's probably aliens working in the U.S. with the U.S. government. Like a Canadian ambassador said that.
I mean, who's saying this though? Is it?
It was like a Canadian alien, like somebody who like works for the Canadian government in their like alien department was like, there's like absolutely aliens who work with like government officials, like specifically
work with the government.
Yeah, like with like help, I guess. Like I don't know. I don't even.
Two things.
Go ahead.
Two things I want to say about that. First of all, Canadians, they're mostly aliens anyway.
Maybe they're trying to get the scent away from them.
Yeah. Secondly, in the Prime Minister of Canada, Henry David Thoreau, right? That's his name.
Yep.
No, it's Trudeau, Justin Trudeau.
Wait, isn't it Justin?
Yeah, it's Justin Trudeau, and
Okay.
he has been quoted with saying he has no idea how many times he's done blackface in his life because it's just photos keep coming out. Yeah, this is real. Keep looking, dude. Is the quote? There was a ton of photos of him in college doing blackface with his like college buddies, right? Because we were in college. You know, college kids do that all the time. It's
I never even knew that was like a thing in college.
Did you
in Canada.
I never.
No. Yeah, no, never. But Trudeau, a ton of photos started coming out from him in his college days, him doing blackface, and his quote is, and you can see this is, I don't know how many photos there are. And,
oh my god.
Yeah, he's got no idea.
That's
So like,
bizarre.
as far as Canadians go, I don't know how much I trust them on anything, but they're all good people that I've met personally, I guess I should say. But in our own like world, right, in the United States or whatever, the I don't know, the whole like conversation around UFOs has been getting so interesting because like the government just said that they have, I think they literally just said that they have a spacecraft from another world that they're just saying stuff and no one cares.
Pictures.
There's so much other stuff going on. Everyone's just like, I don't know what to care about. Like, should I be focused on the pedophile ring, coronavirus? Like, where do we pick?
And then it's just when we got over it, is it from a bat? Is it manufactured? I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, is it even real?
I know, right? What do you guys think? Did it go from a bat or was it manufactured?
I mean, I genuinely, like, I don't have like my conspiracy is that it's not as bad as it is, because I think if anybody should have caught it, it would be me. I like traveled across the country. I have gotten zero precautions. So I just think maybe it was from a bat and they've gassed it up just so people were scared and they can like hide all the pedophilia. I think it is real. I just think they like use it as a blanket to cover up a lot of other shit.
Wow.
I love
that Virology Institute, though. I mean, this is the one in Pennsylvania where the woman was speaking about the same kind of Virology Institute in Wuhan. And she was saying that she thinks it was, it got out because they do all these trials with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't malicious, it was still manufactured.
Yeah, regardless, those wet markets are gross. I think we can all agree on that. Like, can we just not have those anymore?
Oh, we have them in America. New York has like 864 wet markets in it.
No, they don't.
Yeah, like a crazy disgusting. That's why like it smells so bad all the time, because there's just dead, like gutted animals everywhere. It's crazy.
What about I don't know. So I guess two things, but like to that end, we have also giant factory farming, which is just as bad.
You know what? You're right about that. You're right about the hormones they pump these little things.
Oh yeah, these chickens are like, they can't even move. Like their legs break because they get so fat. Crazy.
Yeah. We pump them with antibiotics because we know the natural environment they're in will kill them, and it's like, so let's give them drugs that like completely alter the genetic makeup and stuff, and just so they taste better. And I love them. I love probiotic chicken. Obviously, it's like the best type. Everyone knows that. So as far as like whether it was manufactured, I am personally of the mind that like, things have gone out in America from labs. LSD, the monarch butterfly, the Unabomber. all things created. Yeah, no, that holds water. But
you mean that he was conditioned by the government?
I think like,
what is your
go back on the Unabomber from factory. Can we go back on that? You mean because he was conditioned by the government to do that? For like gun control? So
the Unabomber was involved in a series of tests, I believe, involving LSD, and at Harvard, they were testing. The CIA was testing LSD to see if it was a truth serum, and if it it was it was out on the streets. All the kiddies were using it, and they were like, "What's this deal? What is this thing? Could it be used for?" leading a witness? Could it be used for convincing people to be open? Stuff like that. So he was engaged with a series of tests where, now he was considered a very, I believe the Unabomber, he was, at a young age, he like went to a hospital and was separated from his family. And like after that incident happened, he was always changed.
Yeah.
He's very introverted. It was reclusive. When he goes to college, he started engaging in these like behavioral experiments and courses where they like completely crushed his ego and his personality, and it totally broke him as a person. And after that, he started becoming more and more radicalized, and eventually became the Unabomber that we all were, familiar with. Charles Manson was also involved in a series of tests similarly. But,
that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
LSD?
Maybe I heard it from you.
Yeah, we gotta be careful about what we talk about on the show, so one of us don't end up fucking murdered. But
I mean, I think LSD is truth serum. Like, open that third eye. They saw some truth. They saw some truth.
I think cocaine is more of a truth serum. You get me some liquor in me, some coke.
In terms of you spewing your truth? Yeah. Okay.
You're a truth. I'll talk shit about you. Everybody.
I just can't stop talking. Everything I'm saying is good right now. It's all.
I sound like a genius.
Yeah. No doubt about it. But yeah, no, the Unabomber and so yeah, these are all examples of stuff like things that had got out when they weren't supposed to.
Or is that just propaganda? So the government doesn't want you to do LSD because they're like, it'll turn you into a Unabomber or serial killer. I don't believe it. I know a guy who's done plenty of LSD and hasn't killed anyone.
All I'm saying, all I'm saying is that the Manson murders did end the sexual revolution, and it was the media put.
What do you mean by the sexual revolution? Like, was that when girls were beginning to like be freer with their bodies and started killing them?
Through advents like female contraception and stuff like that. Okay. It was sexual. It was the 70s. There was a movement called the sexual revolution where people were standards and I don't want to say that, but people are being more open, let's say that, in a good way. It was a change of the tide of culture, and there was a lot of there's free thought, free thinking, social. It was a great decade for social reform, and the government was getting wise to it. And then Charles Manson, who had a bunch of people taking LSD under him, they conducted a really violent, heinous crime and killed a woman, Sharon Tate, and who embodied a lot of, what popular culture at the time, white America, right? She was a figurehead that the government could kind of be like, look what these drugs make people do, and it totally put the axe on the conversation for a lot of conversations that were being had when you could demonize a lot of those things. When in actuality, Charles Manson was a byproduct of government intervention, and all the people underneath him, he was engaging them with. There's a great book called Chaos. It just came out. I forget the author's name. Let me look that up, because it's awesome.
I heard he didn't even kill them. Like, someone told me this 2 days ago that he doesn't believe Charles Manson killed those people.
Charles Manson never killed nobody. He never did. His followers did.
Right. So he was just a leader. So he got all this time for just, right? Like, essentially they said they brainwashed them.
Wow. Yeah, and that's exactly.
Is that no? That's Ted Bundy. Never mind. So Charles Manson, what? He just recently died. No.
Charles Manson? Yeah. A few years ago. He's the guy, don't get me wrong, Charles Manson was a really bad guy.
I'm not saying he wasn't a bad guy.
I'm just pedophiles, Charles Manson safe.
Yeah, for him. This has been a wild, no
rejects go.
Yeah, there was no
a lot of clickbait in this episode.
Totally. This is Chaos. Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s by Tom O'Neill. Awesome book. Awesome.
What's good with the CIA, man?
Yeah, no, totally. They all the way up to Epstein allegedly. But who's
Bin Laden
keeping track? I am. But but yeah, no. Apparently, Manson got his. Also, something about Manson. The Beach Boys, right?
Yeah.
One of the famous Beach Boy, whose name is escaping me as well. I don't know how familiar. Hold on, I'm gonna look because it's right here. Charles Manson, Beach Boy. Beach
You got one of the Beach Boys involved?
Yeah, wait
No,
a
yeah,
minute.
this is why he went crazy. Never Learn Not to Love is a song recorded by American rock band The Beach Boys, credited to Dennis Wilson. It was released on the B-side to the group's Bluebirds Over the Mountain single on December 2nd, 1968. The song was actually an altered version of Cease to Exist, written and performed by cult leader Charles Manson.
What?
Yeah. So Charles Manson went into the booth with Dennis Wilson, and they wrote a song together. And they were boys actually for like a summer. And then Dennis Wilson was like, "This guy's fucking crazy," and they had a falling out. Dennis Wilson takes the song Manson wrote, doesn't give him any writing credit. They produce it, and that was really riled Manson's against the machine. Seeing that, because he felt he always wanted to be a singer-songwriter, and it was his chance to work with one of the biggest acts on earth, and then they, in his mind, screwed him over, took him off the song and stuff.
I wonder if Charles Manson would have been good, like would have been a star if he
Yeah,
wasn't.
I know, it's such a funny thought.
Yeah, like could he have been the next like Rolling Stones?
Oh yeah, no, there's a parallel universe where like Charles Manson has like 6 albums. They're all considered like classic.
Oh my God, that's so.
Kanye West is president.
Oh yeah. Yeah, history's great, guys. I'm wearing a Join or Die T-shirt, which is
Live Free or Die, brother.
Different thing. That's the Gaston.
Snake.
No, it's not. It's the people think that, and that's why I don't wear this shirt out in public. But
so what's the Join or Die?
So Join or Die is the original political cartoon made by Benny Franklin, and if you look at it, it's I was
Let's see it.
Yeah, you can
show my titties a little bit, but yeah, this right there. Ben Franklin made it political cartoon. It's a snake carved up into 13 pieces, all representing the different colonies, and it was a political cartoon to rally people to join the revolutionary cause. And the idea was together we're like this dangerous serpent, but if we're all caught up, we're all like little minuscule, inconsequential members of a disfigured snake. But,
so what's the Live Free or Die snake?
Live Free or Die is the Gaston Flag.
Oh, that's the New Hampshire.
Oh boy,
flag.
you're gonna get me.
Yeah,
Hold on.
What about the tread on me?
I think the Don't Tread on Me is the one.
That's what you guys are talking about.
Does Live Free or Die not have a snake?
Oh yeah, no. Live Free or Die is, that's the New Hampshire motto. Hold on.
Yeah, but they have that same snake.
It would be like hanging with Liam. He's always been an encyclopedia, right?
What are you talking about?
Let me see your snake. Oh no, that says Join or Die. Never mind.
What's the?
Yeah, no. Join or Die is the shirt or the thing I'm wearing, which is the political cartoon. The Gaston thing that you're talking about, the snake that's like pissed off that you see people, wearing.
Yeah, people don't like that.
On the back of their trucks.
The history of it. Isn't it like a military thing? I think it's a military thing.
Yeah, no, it's the Gaston flag. I was right about that. The Gaston flag is a historical American flag with a yellow field. Okay, hold on. Don't tread on me. What's the story? What does the Gaston flag symbolize? Since the Revolutionary Revolution, the flag has seen resurgence as a symbol of American patriotism, disagreement with the government, or support of civil liberties. The first Navy Jack, which was not directly related to the Gaston flag, has been used. Okay, this was a terrible summary. What a terrible summary. It didn't have anything to do with the history.
This is such a wildly off good vibes. Like we're giving a straight history lesson right now.
Every time I hang out with Liam, I get a history lesson.
Oh yeah, Liam.
I suck.
Liam is an educated youth.
New gems.
I didn't get any of the facts right there though. This was a bad one. This was a bad one. Let's ring it on in. No one wants to hear history. That's a whole other thing. Let's ring it in. Casey Durkin. Is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Maybe the moon landing hoax, if we're gonna since we already did history. No,
yes.
I don't believe in it, so yeah.
All right. Well, I think the moon landing was a hoax.
For sure.
Hear me out. This was during the Cold War where we were in constant competition with Russia. It was all about who could get to space first. A. B. Why has no one gone to the moon since then? right? All this money, we're going to go to Mars. How about we go back to the moon? That sounds pretty cool. We've never been able to go there since, with all the technology that we've had since we originally went to the moon. Neil Armstrong became a drunk. I mean, if you're an American hero, you don't become a drunk because
Unless you're lying.
riddled with guilt, right? You need the Van Allen belt, which was discovered after the moon landed there, which is a belt around space. And you can't get through there with it. It's like 6,000 degrees. And they discovered this after. There's no way that little shoddy tent could have gone through that. And also NASA had a film studio in Hollywood up on Laurel Canyon. So they had the capabilities to make it. And Stanley Kubrick was involved in it too. He was involved. Yeah. So there's all these little things leading to Stanley Kubrick made the videos of the moon landing. And that rock, remember they got the rock and they brought it back, and it was actually in a Dutch museum, I think, and they did forensics on it, and the rock had the same matter as just a regular rock from the US. Not a moon rock, it would have some kind of foreign material. Hear me out.
I was only sold, like, I never believed in the moon landing just because the Red Hot
Chili. It is, I'm telling you, it's
I don't believe it. I believe you right now. I'm fully on, I don't think we've ever even been to space. And I also don't think the sun is hot, so like I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yeah.
All right, the sun is in hot part. No.
Why would space be cold if the sun is hot?
There's no
Thank you. I didn't even think of that one. I mean, that
super big ball of fire and it's just freezing in space. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and they're jumping around on the moon. I mean, don't they?
Yeah, get out of here. We're in a dome. We're in a little like simulated dome, and we're just being lied to.
Right. I mean, this is right when cars started being made. You're telling me after all the technology, we haven't gone back up there since?
Yeah, they said like
Tesla.
The computers that got us to the moon, like our cell phones are more powerful than that. And I haven't gone to the moon. I haven't gone to the moon. Like.
Right. Let me get the new iPhones, 14, but we can't.
Yeah, I should be like lifting me to the moon if I point it up, like carrying me all the way.
Isn't it crazy that Elon Musk hasn't tried to get to the moon?
I think it's strange that why would they even why lie? What was the point of like
to beat Russia is also
I feel like we were like I don't know if it was a matter of beating. I think both us and Russia were working together just to like fugazi the curtain, I think all world leaders are in cahoots to keep all world people down.
So I like some of that a lot. I guess as to why we would lie, or the whole point of the space race was to and even like up to Reagan, right? So it was earlier in the 60s, obviously going to the moon, but the cosmonauts through Russia, they were the first people to put people out into space. They put sure. I like the fingers there, Mike. Yeah, totally going to space, whatever. But the whole idea was just kind of like, get one, to make it look like we were superior, right, technologically speaking. Yeah. Two, to get Russia to invest and spend a lot of money, so they would then not be spending money on weapons and stuff that could then compete with us there. And then when although it was the same kind of methodology when Reagan was in with like the Star Wars program. Did you ever hear about that, Mike?
Go on.
Star Wars. So like Ronald Reagan.
Because I hate Ronald Reagan and I don't like Star Wars. Unpopular opinion.
I don't like Star Wars either. I think I've heard another one. I'm like, I heard that, and it was actually something I've heard from Liam.
I know about like 6 things. So, but like, so with Reagan had this program called the Star Wars program, where he claimed that we had the capacity of these satellites in the sky to shoot down like USBM missiles and nuclear weapons from the sky with laser beams that were invisible. Wasn't true. But the idea...
He claimed it like to the American people?
Yeah, he claimed that we had a defense system and that we were researching, that this is what the program that we were researching. It didn't need to work. That was the idea. It didn't need to actually work. But the Russians started spending all this money trying to like replicate it and create weapons that could go around it. And that eventually bankrupted the Russians. And then the USSR collapsed. And that was how we essentially... So it's like that. I totally could see us putting a moon landing thing up, making it look like we actually went to the moon, just to spite and to cause them to use resources that they couldn't afford to use. So whether the moon landing happened or not, and I'm with you in the sense that there's a lot of reasons as to you know, Stanley Kubrick could have, you know, he made 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? He made movies that looked believable.
That looked spacey, and it was a $30 million. He made $30 million. That's how much they put into it.
So he could definitely make a movie of some people on a moon jumping around and shit. And he totally could have pulled that off. Yeah.
And the shadows were not there's no sun up there. Why is there shadows?
And the flag was like
studio lighting.
There was like wind with the flag too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and the shoddy little it was like a tent. A tinfoil tent.
Yeah, there's no way that thing got in and out of our atmosphere.
Right, alive, and that little shoddy thing was intact.
It's funny, Mike, you mentioned atmosphere. Atmosphere is actually the reason why
I know. That's what people say. That's what people
say it.
So the atmosphere allegedly contains the heat, and that's why Earth is warm, but the space doesn't have atmosphere to contain the heat.
So, right.
But I don't know what atmosphere is, Liam, so I don't have to believe in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's made of.
We're just trying to breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I was going to read something from the Google, and now I realize everything I've ever read is from the Google. So what the fuck do I know?
Exactly. Who even is Google, bro? Who is this person sitting in my phone giving me answers?
It says right here about 1.27. Yeah, is that one? Yeah, 1,270,000,000 results in 0.57 seconds. I can't even wrap. Is that really what that
They're
means?
hiding the truth at like the way bottom too. Like that's
they are.
You got to read through a billion things to find the truth.
Oh yeah. And I also read that people saw the Neil and the Armstrong and
Buzz Aldrin.
They saw him at like a casino down in Nevada, because wouldn't that be the best, the nice place to film? Would be looks
like a casino, like right before everything happened.
Yeah, it was that same week they saw them on the desert, and so in Nevada, where that'd be a great little moon area.
Yeah,
looks moony.
Man, it would really suck to be the third guy on that moon landing team, but I'm looking at the name of.
For sure. Nobody even knows who you are.
There was Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and Mike. Wow. Okay. Hold on. There was Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Aldrin Jr.
Oh, that's Buzz.
So the Apollo model.
So is his son?
Module Eagle on July 20th, 1969, just 2 weeks before the Manson murders. Isn't that bananas?
What? That's weird.
Yeah. Bringing it full circle, everybody.
We are going full circle right now.
It's like
we're covering like an entire time period.
Yeah. So
what year?
It was like a distraction. That's what you guys know. It was a distraction.
Yeah, it was the 1969.
What you mean allegedly?
Yeah.
1969, the Summer of Love is what it was called.
How convenient.
Oh yeah.
How convenient. Marilyn Manson was murdering people in the Summer of Love.
Yeah, and the government was lying to you about the moon. Dude, I honestly, if I could go back to any time period, it would be 1969. Just that one summer. Much shit was going on. So much stuff.
I would bring back the song "Summer of '69" too, and I would just be like, "Yeah, man!" They're like, what is this? And I would change the world.
Yeah, that's what. That's all the songs about.
Nah, realistically, if I could go back in time and do anything, it would be steal people's music. Like I'd go back in time and release songs before they did.
It's really smart. That's like really smart.
I'd go back and see the plague and just see how it was back at the the last
plague. You said.
Well, the black. I just.
Yeah.
What was different?
Are you immune to it going back in time, or can you die?
No, you're immune to it, so you can.
Okay.
See I lived through one. Let's see what how they lived through it.
That would be interesting to compare it to today's plague.
It's crazy when you see all the people in mass at sporting events, those kids that are coming up. It's just mirroring society back then. Yeah,
1/3 of the Earth's population died to the plague.
That was a real plague.
Yeah. I don't know.
This isn't a plague. Yeah.
I think it's a virus we don't know any. I think a lot of people have to die for it to be considered a plague.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have had it too before it came out. I know a lot of people are really sick that are like, I was so sick in November, I was so sick in January. I definitely had it.
And there was more stuff was coming out about how much earlier and earlier people were catching it before it made mainstream media.
Yeah.
Did you guys get the vaccine? Would you get the vaccine? I would never.
Not right away. I'd have to wait to see how many people die before I get the vaccine.
Yeah. How about you, Liam? Would you get it?
I just take vaccines for fun. I get a nice buzz off of it. I've gotten my tetanus shot like 7 times this year, but that's just because like I think my doctor's really cute. He's got a good jawline, but so I'll just do. No, I don't know, man. There's a lot of reasons to worry about a vaccine that's being rushed out into production.
Absolutely.
There's just history, just look at the history of it. It's not like bad things haven't happened before when things like this have happened. So I just think it's, important to stay educated on it, and realize that all that they're ever trying to do is put things in your body to control you and then make you dependent on the vaccines. That's all they're doing.
Fluoride in our water is for brain control. You can't tell me otherwise.
Can't tell me otherwise. And that's why I take it naturally. I take it all the time. I take extra fluoride. Make sure.
Yes, your brain really just can't critically think at all.
No. Yeah. Why would I want that? That sounds hard, Mike.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's why you're so smart, Liam. What about they're going to put something in it that makes nobody fertile, men and women?
Oh,
good.
Eugenics, population control.
I'm very certain that's what birth control is already doing. Like, women are actively taking things that are killing their like ability to procreate later in life.
Yeah, I never took that. I think it's disgusting.
I just think it's like,
my body like
I think that's just like population control. Like they're just going about it in more clever ways. Like,
yeah, I think so. Everyone's going to be sterile and fertile with that.
Exactly, because it can't be good for you to like manipulate your birth cycle like that. Like,
No,
I'm not a scientist. I don't know anything. It's just my.
Always sounded gross. Like the same girls that would use that, they would be the girls that would eat McDonald's. Like they're not really intelligent people that would.
I mean, I feel like our gender, like I don't know. I don't really know any girls who don't use birth control.
Really?
Least,
they all use it?
Would you? All the girls we went to school with all use it.
The hormones to me, it smells like cancer pills.
Really?
Yeah, it's there's a lot. Yeah, it's not just like a simple. Hold on, just put in this.
It's like Adderall.
Yep, exactly.
Well,
kills a lot of other things. When you take something and introduce your body. When you introduce other chemicals to your body, it's going to make it do different things that you probably weren't intending, like taking a vaccine, et cetera, et cetera. But,
even though I've taken ecstasy from a lab in Germany, and
that's a fun drug.
But I know, but like somebody to save my life. Are you kidding me?
I think that like my idea is I like to do ecstasy. I like to do fun drugs, so I'm not going to also mix my body with other drugs. Like, I've made my choice on which drugs I enjoy.
Yeah, there's only so much you can put in there. You might
exactly. Like, I don't take ibuprofen. That's bad for you.
Oh God.
But, okay.
Right? It's so I'm vegan, but I'm gonna do an 8-ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's what's important. What's important. Well, I also all right. We should tie it together here. The interesting thing about population control, I was reading a statistic. I think it took 200,000 years for humans to reach a population of 1 billion, and it's taken I think like 200 years to reach just about 8 billion.
Wow.
So there's like
that makes sense. It's like exponential growth.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. There's a need to rein it in a little bit, or we're going to run out of resources and land eventually. I don't know. There's plenty of trees out there. I'm looking around. I see tons of trees, but
we're not going to run out of. We have plenty. There's just greedy people that don't want everyone to have everything. Like we have enough for everyone.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we definitely have more than what we're utilizing and giving out to people now. You know what I mean? That's true, 100%. But eventually it's going to get to the point. My worry is like. And you see this pandemic, just kind of like a small scale version of it, is like the availability of resources to get to people that need it is what you're gonna run into. Especially if food chains fall apart not food chain in like the traditional sense, but like the system for which food gets to people. If that falls apart, like if farming falls apart in this country, you're gonna have half this fucking country not know what the fuck to do. They've never had to hunt, they've never had to do anything. And
have you read the manifesto yet?
I've not read the Communist Manifesto.
Are you pumping the manifesto?
I'm a super hardcore anarcho-communist. I'm trying to convert Liam to communism.
Oh my God.
He's been pushing it on me every episode.
That's why you moved to Colorado. But I think this whole pandemic has taught people to be more self-sufficient, live on their own land. Sure. And if anything, that's one of the good things that will come out is that we have to rely on ourselves. We can't rely on food chains. We can't rely on...
Because it could just like that go all away.
Exactly. That's the scariest thing ever. So I hope a lot more people are thinking like that.
Yeah,
We
I'm
could
trying to
solve
learn
all
how to
those
This little
problems with
barn in the
communism,
back.
Liam.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to hunt using only my hands, and it's hard, but it's really rewarding. Is
I would
what's important.
imagine.
So
You're
yeah,
a
oh yeah,
squirrel guy? Squirrels and chipmunks just
yeah. That's how you start. You start with the small animals, and you slowly work yourself up to the larger living things. But
the human.
anyway, sorry.
Oh, can I share a fun fact I just learned?
Yes.
So I was out with I'm like I'm pretty big on I don't eat animals, but I do believe in eating the
Wow.
rich. However, I just discovered that apparently if you're a human and you eat like human meat, it'll like ruin your brain. Like you'll go legitimately psycho. Like it'll release like chemicals in you that you never were supposed to have. So my cannibalist theories are no longer valid. I don't think
Called
we
mad
can-
cow disease.
But yeah, isn't that where that came from?
Yeah. Cows that were eating like
other
processed meat.
cows.
Yeah, it is a very real thing. There are tribes that practice cannibalism, and then their biological, their gut and their processes, and I don't know all the science behind it. I'm not even going to pretend like I do, but it totally messes up your, like, I was going to say, the natural chemical balances in your brain.
Yeah.
So you start actually morphing into a different type of organism.
The girl didn't take. It was like a first date too, and she thought it was a weird conversation to bring up, and she like shut it down. She was like a nurse, and she shut it down really quick. She's like, "You can't eat humans." I was like, "Well, if they're rich, you can." And then I found out. We're not having another date, needless to say.
This has been a ride, guys. I definitely
we need
think
songs, Liam.
Yes, right, Casey.
Yes.
So we have this companion piece type thing with our podcast, right? Where we have a playlist of songs that we add to every week.
Okay.
The whole premise is just songs that make you feel good.
Okay, I like good vibe songs, right?
Exactly. That's
Exactly.
it. So I don't know if you have one right now, or you can think about it for a sec. Mike is always very excited to share his.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
This week, it's going to be September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Another great, it's actually my walk-up song in college for baseball, and it's just an incredible vibe.
Sure. I am looking through, I got a playlist going. I have like 7 positive songs I know, period. So I always need to go through and like figure out which one I want to do. Casey, do you got one?
All of mine is like thug shit.
If it makes you feel good, it makes you feel
Yeah,
good.
all right, I'm gonna play some thug shit.
Oh, you don't play it out loud? We add it to the playlist.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
we'll
we
get
don't
taken
play it
off
aloud?
Yeah,
offline.
because
we'll get taken.
remove us.
Oh, we have to say what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
All right. Well, I always love. No, you know what? You know what always gives me a good vibe is Bjork. Bjork's my favorite. Bjork is one of my favorite artists. I like
Casey, I gotta go on.
Which
Sorry.
song by
What
Bjork?
happened? Did she do something?
No, she didn't do something. I just have a terrible story involving Bjork and
Tell
that crazy fan. Hold on, I'm getting the.
What's this song by Bjork?
Okay, All Is Full of Love. One of the best songs, the best vibe.
What's it called? All is what?
All Is Full of Love by Bjork.
Do you know what album that's off by chance?
Let me see. It must be All Is Full of Love. I'm just doing it off the greatest hits. God, I love her so much. I gotta hear the story, Liam.
Oh yeah, it's sad.
Oh God, is she okay?
Probably did something to her for sure. Essentially, there was this crazy fan.
It doesn't say the album though.
It's on the
Homogenic.
Homogenic, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Essentially, that like bullet points of the story. There was like this crazy fan who would like send her like fan mail videos of him, and eventually it ends with him like blowing his brains out on camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dan
I watched the video. It was
Are you serious? I mean, I love her, but man,
I was a fucked up kid, man.
That's so fucked up to show her. Is it because she wasn't giving him attention
Yeah, I think so.
That's gonna be so guilt-ridden.
Oh yeah.
But like fuck that though. Honestly,
it's not your fault at all. Yeah.
Right? Like some psychopath who loves your music and doesn't know you as a person is gonna. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But
like,
you can't pick your
It's
fan.
better that he killed himself instead of her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
That's happened. You know, that
he has those kind of tendencies.
Selena, remember that woman, Celine?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great
example.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Liam, what's your favorite song?
Okay, we mentioned the Chili Peppers earlier, and I'm feeling a Chili Peppers vibe. So, "Make You Feel Better" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers is up at Stadium Arcadium.
That's the last, in my opinion, their last like good album.
Well, that is a hot take. They got good songs. I think,
Previous to Stadium Arcadium, though, the Chili Peppers fucking slapped. What song did you say again? I'm sorry.
"Make You Feel Better."
Make you feel better.
Make you feel better. Okay.
Yeah.
Make you.
Or make me.
Just
Make you or make me. Hold on. Yeah.
Make you.
Yeah, make you feel better. I've been listening to that this week.
Yo, this playlist is at 21 songs now.
Is it really? That's
Yeah.
one of those extended plays. No, it's an EP. I don't know.
It is an hour and 15 minutes. You can have a nice commute to our playlist at this point.
Wow. See, I love it. We're getting there. It's I'm running out of positivity, Mike, though, every week. It's hard. So all right. Well, Casey, thank you so much for doing this.
So much for having me, you guys.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
You guys are super good vibes. This is fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. I guess to the people listening, watching, or whatever, you know, you're special. You matter. Never forget that. And Mike, you got anything else you want to say?
No, man. I wish we ended it on "You're special and you matter" because that felt good vibes to me.
Well, why don't you say it one more time, Mike?
I feel like, to the viewers at home, I think you're really special and you matter to me. Maybe not to Liam, but to me. You matter.
Yeah. No, that was so good. I really liked that, Mike. That felt really organic.
Yeah, I felt that, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, All right. I'm gonna cut it. Here we go.
Word.
All right. We are no longer live.